What's up, Airsofters? I'm Will from Phoenix Airsoft, and today I'm bringing you a product review of my JG R36K. Now, before I get into this video, this is called the R36K, but it is obviously a G36K, and that's what I am going to call it. The only reason it's not called G36K is for licensing purposes. Now, this is from JG, so it is a pretty good quality gun. There's some minor issues with the fuse and the bipod, but overall it's not a deal breaker. Now, something that is a bit of a problem is that this gun is shooting about 445 FPS. Normally, especially for me, the way I think about it, more is better, especially with FPS, but most fields won't accept this unless you classify it as a sniper and have at least 100 feet before you can engage someone. So, because on most fields the FPS limit for an assault rifle for field use is 400 or 410 FPS. So, some fields will accept this for 450 and under as a DMR, with I think it's a 50 or 60 foot engagement distance, but overall this can be used on most fields, so don't worry about that. If it is an issue, it has a full metal version 2 gearbox, and it is JG, so it's pretty much fully compatible with most, if not all, G36 upgrade parts. And again, it's JG, so it's pretty good on its own. Now, straight out of the box, this gun is going to come with a 1600 milliamp small type 8.4 volt battery, your standard trickle charger, a 450 high capacity magazine, the barrel cover plug thing, whatever it is very tight and difficult to get on and off. Now, it does not have the integrated scope, as some people don't like that. I actually prefer that because I run my own optics on it. It will also come with a cleaning rod, some BBs, and a manual, except the manual it comes with isn't even for the right gun. The manual is actually for some sort of railed G36C variant, which is the short version, so I mean, whatever. Now, on to the features of this gun. From the back forward, it has a very nice rubber buttstock, and it is very good for gripping, so if you have like a tactical vest or some sort of shooting vest where it has the rubberized shoulder plate, it will stick on there very nice and does not move at all. Now, the folding stock I found is very, very sticky, and even right now, the button is extremely hard to push down, and I would definitely recommend you, if you are going to buy this gun, get some silicone-based lubricant to lube that up with, because, I mean, even now, I've had this since, well, for about 6 months, and it is still, like, very, very difficult to move. And also, the tab that it hooks onto is very sticky, it's not sticky, it just doesn't want to release it. It makes a very scary sound when you do that. So, that was a bit of an issue for me. You can always file it down with some sandpaper, or you can just shave it off with a knife. Whatever you want to do, just don't do it too much, or else it won't stick. And also, one thing I found is that on the stock, it's actually green plastic, and it's just painted black, so if you scratch it off, it's going to be a very ugly neon green, which is visible also if you take the stock off, or the plate. So, just make sure you don't scratch the stock up too much. Now, this gun only features 2 sling points, which was a bit disappointing for me, because right here is one, and there's also one right here. I'm not sure whether this little hole up here on the bipod is supposed to be a sling mount, but I would definitely not use that, and I couldn't fit anything in there anyway, so. Now, this sling point, which is on the stock, is just pretty much too small to fit anything. And this one is too thick to fit anything. I had to shave it down with a knife to get my Diamond Tactical 1-point sling to fit in it. But overall, it's not that big an issue. So, continuing forward, it features a plastic charging handle, which was kind of disappointing for me. I prefer metal, just so, so that it doesn't break or something. But either way, a good thing because it is plastic. On pretty much every airsoft gun, the charging handle exposes the hop-up, which on this gun is right here. Now, because it is plastic, it can be pushed into places it really shouldn't be. So when you have it like that, if you push it back, you can just push it down, and it will stick in there. And now you can adjust the hop-up without having to really just hold the bolt back while shooting, which I found was very inconvenient. I'm not sure whether that was intentional in the design, or if it was just coincidental, but it does work out very nicely. And then to release it, all you have to do, pull back, pull up, there you go. Now, the hop-up is very sticky, so it already comes pre-lubed, but in that little hole, there's just not enough room to get your finger on it and move it around. So what I recommend, to change the hop-up, I just recommend that you just take the mag well off, if I can get it off, of course. That's a bit of an issue, but just take the mag well off, which you can do by simply taking the pin out, pushing the mag release up, pulling out, and that will fully expose the hop-up wheel, allowing you to get enough surface area to easily manipulate it for whatever you want to do. And then to reinstall the mag well, just pop it back in, take the pin, and there you go. Now, to get to the battery compartment, there's another pin. This pin, however, is very loose, unlike the magazine well. It will sometimes just drop out on its own, which is very startling to me because I don't want to pay $10 for a pin if I lose that. But anyway, the battery compartment is right here. You have a lot of room to play with here, but it's pretty simple. You just attach it and then just slide it right back on, no issues whatsoever. It can only hold a small type that it came with. However, I think it could probably fit a nunchuck style, or maybe even not a large type, but just a bigger one probably. I'm not really sure, but either way. And also, one bad thing is that JGs are notorious for bad fuses. They will often just blow out completely, or they won't work, or something will go wrong. Either way, when I was first test shooting this one time, the fuse was not broken, and the battery had just been charged, so it wasn't dead. But I would be pulling the trigger, and it was going back. It was off safe, but it wasn't firing. So there was no electrical current passing from the battery to the gearbox, or the battery to the motor. So I ended up taking the fuse out and just putting it back in a few times, and that magically fixed it. I have no idea why, but pretty much on any gun, just see if the fuse is blown. If it's not, just take it out, put it back in. It should fix it. So now, on to the front. The bipod is very, very cheap. I have never actually used it in a game ever because, it has a very good range of motion to level your shot, but they are very cheap. They do not lock into place very well. They wobble a lot. Even when they're up, they wobble. So I don't really like them. I've never used them. Now, the majority of this gun is polymer. Now, the only the only metal parts I've found are the outer barrel and the rails, which double as a carry handle. So, and the trigger and the button you push to get that to turn. But overall, I'm okay with that because, one, actual G36s are made of almost all polymer anyway, so it does add realism. Two, it keeps the weight down a lot. This gun is only 6 pounds, and I mean, that's lighter than most G36 variants, especially if you're going to go with one like Echo 1, where it's almost all metal. Now, however, it's not flimsy at all. The only part I don't like is that this, without the pin in there, this kind of wobbles a little bit. It goes up and down. And you actually have to kind of just knock it like that to make sure the pin doesn't fall out. But beyond that, I don't really see any issues with the build quality of this. It's very solid. I like it. You shouldn't have any issues with it in the field. Now, this does not come with the integrated scope. Some people don't like that. I do, because I run my own optics. Here I have a Diamond Tactical red dot sight. It's basically a rip-off of an EOTech holographic sight, but, you know, I got this for $36 in a mystery box. Normally this will run you $60 to $100 on any airsoft retailer. You know, $60 to $100 is a lot better than like $340 for an actual EOTech holographic sight. But because this is the sniper version, if there's not a whole lot of wind, due to the FPS and long barrel, you can actually go ahead and just throw a 3x9 scope on there if you want. And it is very accurate. It's actually better than my L96 sniper rifle, so overall, if you're looking for this gun as a first gun for a beginner, it has a very low price point, only $140. You can snag it for even less if it's on sale. So, I really enjoy this gun. It is very good. You can just pick people off from so far away with it. This is a really good backup gun if you're a sniper, or you can even use this as a DMR. So, but it's also very good. So I have no complaints with it. Overall, I'd rate this like 4 out of 5 stars. Anyhow, very good gun. Very affordable. I got this off Airsoft Mega Store. I don't know whether it's available on eVike or Airsplat, but it's also on airrattle.com. They're a pretty good retailer. They're pretty new, but they have a lot of low prices and good stuff, so check them out. Also, it's just so light, you can't go wrong with this gun. Very good. Go ahead. I would highly recommend this to anyone looking for a good assault rifle. As always, thank you for watching this video. If you found this video informative or helpful in any way, please leave a like. It really helps me out. And also subscribe if you like these kinds of videos, because we're going to have a lot of more reviews and gameplay coming up, because my team, we have a lot of great guns like ANK, RPKs, SVDs, a lot of really cool M4s. Anyhow, thank you for watching, and as always, have a nice day.